stirring rendition there of Ravel's Bolero, played by the European Union Youth Orchestra. If you're just joining us here on Euronews, you come to us from Paris, where we are live watching the events taking place at the Arc de Triomphe to mark 100 years since the end of the First World War in 1918. At the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, armistice was signed. Emmanuel Macron has invited over 60 world leaders to Paris today to take part in the commemorative event. That's the tomb of the unknown soldier there, the Arc de Triomphe. Earlier, Macron made a moving speech in which he called for a remembrance of the sacrifices made so that we may have peace. And before a so-called business lunch with other world leaders, this moment of remembrance and reflection at the Arc de Triomphe War Memorial in Paris. France, of course, the scene of much of the fighting, as Macron lays a wreath there, not of the scarlet corn poppy that we might traditionally see in other countries, which has become a symbol of rebirth after war, being one of the only plants to thrive on the otherwise barren battlefields of Belgium and France left after the First World War. And now we hear the last post, which would have rung out at this time, on this day in 1918, when the guns of Europe fell silent, and indeed the world. Poignant moment here for the French president and the other world leaders. A moment of commemoration rather than celebration, remembering the 20 million killed, some 40 million casualties, both civilian and military, around the world, from France to China, Britain to Germany, to the US, to Turkey. The people there you see surrounding the tomb of the unknown soldier are high school students, and Macron rejoins the world leaders. We can see Trump, Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin there, Benjamin Netanyahu, among others, who are joining in this special day of remembrance in France to honour the fallen, those who have, as Macron put it, laid down their lives so that we could have peace. And they will return now, or shortly, to the Élysée Palace for a business lunch, where I'm sure many things will be discussed. But for now, a moment of reflection. Of course, the end of the war did not happen in a day. Rather, on October the 3rd, after the failed Operation Michael offensive, a last-ditch attack from Germany. On October the 3rd, Kaiser Wilhelm appointed Chancellor Prince Max von Baden, an opponent to the war, who then sought out talks with US President Woodrow Wilson and the Allies. Pressure begins to build on Berlin. German forces, their spring offensive, long and exhausted, beating a disorderly retreat. And then, on November the 7th, the first ceasefire at La Capelle. Before the complete ceasefire, armistice was signed in a secluded forest clearing near Campine, in a railway carriage, where Supreme Allied Commander Ferdinand Foch met with German diplomats and brought to an end 4 years of death and destruction. Stay with us here on Euronews.